If you're needing some motivation to get an album done, to get better at producing or mixing or mastering your sync licensing music, and you want a chance to potentially win $1,000 to upgrade your home studio in any way you see fit, watch this video, okay? We are bringing back the Sync 60 Challenge to Sync Academy this coming Monday, February 12th. It's been a few years. I do apologize. We've been sort of silent with this challenge. We haven't done it in quite a while. But it was, and it's going to be again, one of the most powerful and popular parts of Sync Academy. I'm going to explain to you very quickly why it's such a powerful challenge, why we've had so many amazing results in the past, and why I definitely assume it's going to continue into the future, and why if you've been struggling to get your career started, to find motivation, to achieve the things that you know you need to achieve, if you've been in a sort of wormhole of not feeling like you're making forward momentum in your sync licensing career, give Sync 60 a shot. I can guarantee you it will kick your butt in the best positive way possible, and it will essentially set you on your path to create long-term success in sync licensing. So essentially what it is it's a community-wide challenge. We all participate, and we each individually set our own individual 60-day goal. So what can you realistically achieve in 60 days? Maybe creating a 10-track album. That's what a lot of our members tend to want to do with this challenge, and I think that's a great goal to set for yourselves. If you want to pitch your music to a library for the first time, as I've been coaching you guys for many years, having a full album does set you apart from the competition. It makes you look much more professional, and it makes their job a lot easier because they can just slap on their marketing and their promo material and put it right into their catalog. So it can speed up your process in this industry if you come with a finished product. But maybe you've got a much smaller goal. You just want to get better at programming live drums. Maybe you don't feel like your drum programming skills are up to par yet, or producing piano lines or guitar lines, maybe learning how to use a particular mixing and mastering set of plugins or your DAW software. No goal is too small. In fact, if you've been really struggling to make any progress, I would encourage you to join us and only make a tiny little goal for yourself to prove to yourself that you can set goals, you can achieve them, because what that's going to do is give you so much wind in your sail. It's going to give you so much confidence and so much excitement and motivation to move forward and keep that up. So why Sync 60 is such a powerful exercise for you guys to go through is that once you start working with a production music library, you're basically going to be doing one of two things, and maybe both things simultaneously. One, you're going to consistently create new music for the catalogs that you're participating with. That could be basically 10-track albums, 12-track albums, and you're going to consistently need to either set your own deadlines for those projects, or the library will ask you to send in a certain amount of tracks per month to kind of keep you sort of fresh in their catalog. And or you might be offered some custom opportunities for, let's say, a national ad campaign. Hopefully you're going to get those with the libraries that you partner with. And those will have much tighter deadlines, usually a couple of days up to maybe a week. But those will also be very important for you to be able to manage your time, get it done, and create licensable, high-quality music and nail the deadline, and basically be able to provide the assets for your production music library partners either ahead of schedule or at least on schedule. So we're going to require that you have a skill to be able to do this. And that's basically what you're going to be doing every single month in your sync licensing career. Getting a deadline either internally set or externally set and nailing it, and then setting a new one, a new project goal for yourself. That's what we do in Sync 60. For those of you that have not yet partnered with a production music library, I cannot think of a better set of skills for you to basically master before you work with the library. Some of you might be nervous, like even if you get accepted, how do you make sure you don't kind of screw that opportunity up and let them down, and so they don't really include you on those really lucrative opportunities? Well, if you've gone through Sync 60 and you know how to do this, you know how to manage your time, you know how to take a larger goal and break it up into smaller sub goals, and you know how to basically reward yourself for achieving your goals, and you know that there are consequences for not, you're not going to have to worry about that after you get accepted with a production music library, okay? So you can participate if you're not in Sync Academy. We welcome everybody to participate with us. However, we're going to put some amazing perks for those of you that are in Sync Academy and want to join along with this challenge. Let me explain it real quick. First of all, as I mentioned before, there will be a $1,000 prize raffled off to one Sync Academy member. You do need to be with us in Sync Academy to be eligible for the raffle. And that $1,000 is going to go to the one member who is able to successfully log in every single week and mark yes on their progress chart. I'll show you what that is in just a second. And of course, on week 8, mark yes that they completed their final 60-day goal. So I'm going to put all of those people who qualify for that into a raffle. We'll spin off a number, and we're going to basically raffle off $1,000 cash. So you can buy a new keyboard, you can get new speakers, you can get new plugins, new software, hardware, whatever it is that you know that you want to upgrade in your home studio. Feel free to do that. Or if you just want to, whatever, pay your rent, pay your utility bills, it's your cash. You do whatever you want to do with it. So that's going to be obviously a big carrot that I kind of dangle for those of you that participate, because I really want to reward you and incentivize you to participate with us and achieve your goal. Okay. Now, if you're also in Sync Academy, this is also what you're going to get access to, is a progress chart. So if you're in Sync Academy, you'll be able to get access to this right now in the Sync 60 mini course. So go ahead and log in there, click on the Google Sheet, put in your name on the left column down here, and then put in a specific 60-day goal. Okay. You cannot say something like, get better at making music. That's not measurable. That's not objective. That's not specific enough. You know, if you say something, I want to write a 10-track album, complete, mixed, and mastered. That's specific, that's measurable, and that's something that you can break into smaller sub-goals. Okay, so that's a great one. So what you're going to do is put your first 60-day goal, come down to the very end. Let's say you had a 10-day or a 10-track album you wanted to complete. Well, by week 8, the week right before you need to have that done, how many tracks need to be completed? We can basically work our way backwards from this, okay? So you probably would have 8 or 9 tracks completed, right, by the final week of this challenge. So you need to put in right here, have 9 tracks completed or 8 tracks completed. Then work your way back all the way to week 1. Now you know exactly that by the next 7 days, you're going to need to have, let's say, 1 track completed or 2 track completed. And that's the only thing that you need to worry about for the next week. You don't need to worry about 10 tracks. That can be overwhelming to think about all the music and all the work you have to put into it. Don't worry about that. All you're going to worry about is a manageable mini goal that you have to achieve by the end of the week. That's what Sync 60 really is about. Once we go to next Monday, I'll put an announcement that we've completed the first week. And then for those of you that are participating with us in Sync Academy, I want you to come right in here. And hopefully, if you were able to achieve this first week's goal, just click on this and mark yes. Okay. Now, if you didn't, I still think you should come in here and mark no and be honest. That's actually better for you. It's better for your motivation, better for your accountability than flaking and not coming in because you didn't achieve that goal. You don't want to feel embarrassed that you have to come in here and mark no. If you mark no, it might not feel good, but trust me, when you go to your week 2, you're going to go, you know what? I did not like that feeling. That didn't feel good. I want to make sure that this week I mark yes, and it'll give you some extra motivation to come in here and actually mark yes on your next week's goal. Because again, this is about, sticks and carrots, consequences and rewards. So consequences don't always feel good. It's not always a really pleasant experience, but sometimes we need to feel that discomfort to kick ourselves into gear to make sure that we are showing up next week and showing the community that we are there to achieve this goal. And that's kind of what I love about having this as a community-wide challenge is you're not the only crazy person out there going for this. Sometimes we can feel really isolated and alone trying to make music for sync licensing, but you are definitely not going to be alone, at least for the next 60 days. I can guarantee you that. There's going to be at least, usually we have over 100 members that participate, and I imagine we'll probably do even more this time. So that's what it's all about. And also what you guys are going to get in Sync Academy is going to be a weekly mini course that I'll release. So right here, you can kind of see a little preview of them, but every week I have a new sort of tutorial that I release, kind of just giving you guys some extra insights, extra help, extra guidance for how to really thrive with a 60-day challenge, and of course, just with sync licensing in general. I can give you a little taste of what those look like here. So first one, we're just talking about setting a realistic goal and creating that schedule. It's kind of making sure that you start your progress chart the proper way. Then week 2, we're going to talk about some time management skills, really important stuff that I definitely learned. I had to learn very quickly. Being self-employed and not having a boss telling me I had to wake up at a certain time or turn in things at a certain time. Learning how to manage your time it's a skill, and anybody can do it. I don't think you have to be born with some innate skill or ability to do that. It's just about learning some of these techniques that people that have thrived and succeeded in this business can teach you, and that's what we can definitely do there. We talk about some healthy habits. We do obviously focus a bit on sleep, diet, exercise, mental health. These are obviously very, very important. If you don't have these things sort of somewhat, in a healthy zone in your life, obviously being able to consistently show up in this industry for years and years, it's going to be impossible. Then we're going to talk about the values of joining a community. Obviously, for those of you in Sync Academy, you kind of already know that as well, why it's really important to be able to, commiserate, reach out, get comfort, get insights, get just friendship and community around this kind of stuff. Finding motivation daily, we all need help with that. Chasing versus building your career. It's a really, really powerful one. A lot of people are chasing a career. They're not building a career. And we're going to talk about what that means and why you guys, hopefully in Sync Academy and in Sync Licensing broadly, are obviously doing that the right way. Why most producers give up, it's just a sad but honest, very realistic truth about this business. Most producers, I think over 95%, do eventually give up. We're going to talk about why and how you guys can hopefully avoid those pitfalls. And then, of course, we're going to end on a really high note and talk about success with Sync Licensing. So to get you guys all really excited about this challenge with us. So we hope you join us. Again, there will be a link in the description box below and a top comment. You guys can learn more about Sync Academy. We also have live licensing opportunities that are now introduced into the platform. As of January of 2024, Mike Giannotto of Reverse Play has now reintroduced new, real, awesome licensing opportunities. So you get to work directly with a library. You get to know who he is, what his company is, and he obviously gives you guys the brief and the details on what you guys need to do right there in Sync Academy. So that's an awesome, just kind of bonus part of the community here if you want to learn more about that. But aside from all of this, Sync 60, you know, the licensing opportunities, and of course all the tutorials that we have to coach you guys, it's really more about community. And I have found, I know that in my career, that being alone, trying to create these goals for myself, trying to be consistently productive and make these habits work, if you're doing it all on your own, you are basically lifting an extra 100 pounds that you just don't need to. It's so hard and lonely anyways, because we are all in our home pod studios that are sort of isolated by design and nature of this business. But at least with an online community like Sync 60, where we're doing weekly hangouts where you guys can check in and hang out with me and hang out with each other, having a challenge like this where you can feel like there's a part of you're part of a larger group of people that are also achieving and trying to go for something really big in their music careers. It just makes a big difference to know that you're not the only crazy one out there going for this, and you are certainly not. We have a large group, a large number of quote-unquote crazy people that are also going for this. In fact, we have over 1,000 members in Sync Academy. I think we are one of the biggest sync licensing communities and the most positive for sure that you can find out there. So I encourage you, I welcome you to join us and think about joining us. We are starting this Monday. So for the weekend, get your rest, get your sleep, and come Monday morning bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and maybe a big cup of coffee, because we're going to be getting to work for the next 60 days. Hopefully you guys can join us as well.